This week I had a little vacation. I was traveling abroad, but I saw that this week we got a letter from Orion. This letter is part of their quarterly updates of the roadmaps. It seems like they want to update us. That we get the roadmap for the whole year in the beginning of the year. Then they want to do like a March, April, and then a June, July update to see where things are at, what's happening, if we're still on track with the original roadmap. But in any case, I thought I would take a look at this roadmap, kind of read through all the texts that Orion wrote, and then after reading through the letter, I want to compare the original roadmap that we got in the beginning of the year to the current one that is in this letter. So we get the letter from Orion, March 2025. Good morrow and welcome, Lord of the Rings Online team, from the Lord of the Rings Online team. We hope 2025 treated you well, and as stated in the letter to the players at the end of 2024, which I mentioned, they're delivering an update on the game development and direction for the next 6 months. So this is quite nice, actually, us getting updates more frequently throughout the year, instead of having to wait like a whole year and just, trying to scavenge for information on the Discord and the forums. Instead, we get an actual update from the team, like every few months. It's pretty nice. It's always good to communicate with the player base and not keep the players in the dark. Orion says we are nearing the 18th anniversary of LOTRO, and we hope to see at least 93 more. Classic Orion joke there. Update 44 arrives in April, and with this update, we're going to get a new content pack featuring new story quests, missions, and a new 6-man. The content pack is, of course, end game level 150, with the story quests, and there's some missions, and the 6-man. And this pack continues the story of the people of Shagana. So we'll probably see a continuation after the epic book, and probably after the raid. Orion does say that the raid announced in the previous letter for update 44 has been removed from the schedule. Sadly, they took too long. There was too much effort to release the Temple of Utvik-Bur raid, and they no longer have time to deliver the promised raid. Rest assured, there will be a new raid in our expansion later this year. So in the original letter, they did promise a raid in like summertime, but that raid has been scrapped. They simply spent too long on the current raid, and they were unable to deliver this promised raid. It's a little bit disappointing, actually. I was kind of looking forward to like a one boss raid or something in the summertime, but if they don't have time, they don't have time. The Temple of Utvik-Bur raid, if I'm being honest, it's not the best raid that I've played. I'm really missing mechanics that are engaging and fun to me. I don't find this raid that fun, if I'm being honest. I haven't really played tier 2 though, so I'm not like, I can't really speak on the higher tiers. But compared to previous raids, this raid is just not hitting me, especially the last boss. It feels like it's unfinished. The last wing, I guess, as a whole. But even the whole raid as a whole, I don't get this raid feeling. Maybe I'm just getting old, I don't know. But I will say that this raid is just not hitting me, in the LOTRO spot, I think back to Rimmerchant, I think back to Throne, I think back even to Gwathrenost. I find that quite enjoyable, especially the last boss. And in a raid, the last boss is really important to me, and we're just not getting it with this raid, the last boss. I mean, it looks really cool, the lines and everything, but it's just so... It's hard to describe, but it's missing so much. There's like no... Some classes have no pressure. When I played on DPS, I felt like I was just hitting a training dummy. There's like nothing. The lines, you can just find a spot to stand. I'm not going to ramble too much on about the raid, but hopefully in the future we get more engaging mechanics. Maybe take some feedback from the Palantir server or even the player base. Or making a raid. Ask what the players find enjoyable about a raid. Don't just think that you know how to make a raid. There's so many players playing this raid who's played so many raids. They know what they find enjoyable. So I really hope the devs will ask the players which mechanics, how a raid should look, get the feeling, get engaging and fun mechanics. We don't have to reinvent the wheel, just make a new cool looking space and take inspiration from previous mechanics and maybe try to make your own little twist on it. But yeah, this raid, not for me so far. Hopefully tier 3 is more interesting. I haven't tried tier 2 yet. Hopefully tier 2 is also interesting. But the last 2 raids have been disappointing to me. I hear the new 6-man that's coming up is sounds promising. Hopefully that will be a lot of fun. And hopefully the next raid with the next expansion will be a lot better. But okay, that was a little mini rant about the raid and the current raid situation. Moving on, update 44 that's coming soon will also add the VIP only favored standing reputation. If you have a character that has a high standing in a reputation, then your alts will earn that reputation faster. Festivals and events are getting a more focused and extensive treatment this year. The anniversary event, coming free to all players with update 44, is the first considerable revision and inclusion of this treatment. The anniversary will have new missions scaling from 20 to 150 with new rewards and the ability to experience these missions as delvings. Later this year, when the Midsummer Festival arrives, there will be a brand new festival island with new quests, experiences, and rewards. That's always nice to see that festivals get some new stuff, get some upgrades, that they don't just leave the festivals, just comes around every year and it's just the same. It's nice to get a refresh on the festivals. Lalia's market is also coming. She's adding a new wing to her market where you can preview all the new housing decorations she is making. There's a new currency for housing coming, homesteading coins. And I do think Lalia is going to be, like Lalia's market is going to be a place where you can try on cosmetics, see if they look nice before you buy them, that kind of stuff. Sounds like it's getting quite a big upgrade. Going to be vendors. The rotating vendors are going to be there as well when they're around. Orion also wanted to talk about the kinship refresh progress. He also says that they want to give a traditional disclaimer about future work. They don't really want to overpromise. Just know that they're always working. They can't always deliver on the promises because sometimes things takes too long. Maybe something else takes priority, etc, etc. But basically they do want to bring the kinship system up to modern standards, bringing all kind of new features, but there's some technical work needing to be done before this can happen because there's a lot of new data that they need to store. So the kinship update needs some refinement. They are hoping to start teasing this feature shortly after the launch of update 44. And if all goes well, they want to provide the feature to all kinships before the release of update 45. So once we get update 44, it seems like some devs are going to focus on this kinship update. And hopefully by update 45, we will have some new stuff with kinships. Orion also posted an updated roadmap that I'm going to look at later because I want to do like a comparison. I'll just quickly let you glance at it if you want to look at it, and then move on to the final part of the letter. And Orion says the middle part of the year is jam-packed with updates, changes, and improvements. There's also a lot more planned that they're not highlighting. They don't want to overpromise. They're erring on the side of caution rather than oversharing. So there might be more stuff than this, but they don't want to overpromise, which I think is a smart way to go about it. Orion says that we can expect Bull Roarer earlier than usual for some of the summer changes, including the work on PvMP, Burglar update, and Hunter. And we might also get a chance to get a look at the new kinship feature before it arrives to live. Orion says he hopes we enjoyed the update for quarters 2 and 3. The next update, I believe, to the roadmap should be available before the end of June. So before the end of June, we should get another update on the roadmap. Dates for when Bulwark releases will be communicated through the forums and through the new official Discord. For those who don't know, LOTRO now has an official Discord that you can join, and if you haven't joined yet, you should really consider doing so. Until then, he thanks us for our continued support and love of the game. As always, he remains Orion. Okay, so here we have it. This is the update that we got the end of 2024, the 2025 development roadmap, and at the bottom here we see the current March update from Orion. So I wanted to kind of compare and see what we got delivered, what we didn't get, what's been scrapped, and so on. Starting just with quarter one, which we kind of passed right now. We did get the raid, although it's not been super successful. The release has been postponed several times. The raid isn't the greatest, if I'm being honest. It's not the worst raid, like it's a solid raid. I'm not gonna complain too much about it, but it just didn't hit with me, if I'm being honest. Quality of life update. What was our quality of life update? Someone remind me. For now, I'm just gonna do this because I can't think of it. What's the quality of life update? Alright, deed log. We did get the new deed log. A lot of people hate it. Some people don't mind it. Bug fixes, sure. I mean, putting bug fixes on a roadmap is kind of... you shouldn't be doing that, if I'm being honest. Bug fixes should just always be happening. You don't put it on a roadmap, but it's whatever. Update to birding. We did get an update with new birding area. So for quarter one, we did get delivered maybe all 5 points. I'm not gonna count the bug fixes. Come on, that's kind of ridiculous. But the quality of life update, maybe we did get it. I can't really think of it off the top of my head. Someone tell me in the comments if I forgot something. But new deed log, raid got delivered, and update to birding. Moving on to quarter two. Let's see here. 18th anniversary is promised, and we are getting it. So the anniversary seems like it's getting quite a big fresh up this year, which is nice to see. Content pack we've seen is coming with the new 6-man, the new instance. New raid has been scrapped, however. That's kind of disappointing. With all the problems with the raid, we kind of understand why. But I feel like this, the new raid, should not have been put on the roadmap. Just put new instance and then surprise us with a raid, you know? We're able to do that. Just don't overpromise, because it leaves people feeling disappointed that we're not gonna get this this new raid. Uniting Shagana. I believe this is part of the content pack, so I'm gonna put a check mark. I believe in the letter Orion talked about the Shagana questline continuing or something. What we didn't see in the original development update is the big refresh to the Lalia's market, which sounds like it will be quite nice, especially for people who really enjoy cosmetics, housing and cosmetics. So that's going to be interesting to see how it pans out. Favored standing updates is coming to VIP players and later on to all players. That's a nice addition, making it easier for alts to earn their reputation. And we're also getting the Midsummer Festival update with the new Festival Island, new quests, new rewards. Pretty nice update for the festivals. The quarter two, I guess we can say they did deliver, except for the big letdown that the raid is now scrapped. But everything else, and including a couple of nice additions, I guess I can put a check mark. Quarter one, and then quarter two gets a small check mark. There's some nice new additions, but the raid being gone is a big letdown, in my opinion. Quarter three, in the beginning of the year, it was called the Summer Update, with free updates, system enhancements, and more. The updated roadmap tells us that class updates for Hunter and Burglar is coming. which is quite nice. Hunter needs some love. They're kind of a little bit behind, and they might see some good work being done on Hunter, changing up the class a little bit. Burglar is another class that probably needs some fine-tuning, some adjustments. So this is definitely good. Let's say that getting hobby updates as well in quarter 3. Birding gets extended, probably new rewards, new zones, and fishing. There's going to be a new way to fish, which I have no idea what that's going to be, but hobby updates, sure. Farmers Fair, another festival getting, and Monster Play reward track is coming back. I don't know if it's been gone, but reward track is coming. And once again we see Siege, and I don't know about Siege. What do people think about Siege in PvMP? I feel like in a PvP area, Siege is a bit too, what's the word, janky. It's too hard to manage. Maybe it'll be fun, we'll see. So let's put a check mark on the monster play and compare. I guess we're getting a lot of free updates. Class updates, hobby updates, updates to monster play, and to the Farmers Fair Festival system enhancements. Can't say that I'm seeing anything about that. That's gonna get a cross out. And the classic and more. Sure, we are getting more. That is true. So quarter 3, I guess we'll put a check mark. Seems like they're promising. You know what? I'm gonna change quarter 2 to an X, because promising a raid and then scrapping it is not good enough. So quarter 2 not acceptable. Quarter 1 is fine. Quarter 3 is fine. Quarter 4 expansion pack. No news here yet. Orion did say that in June we can expect another update. He'll probably talk more about quarter 3 and quarter 4. I'm more interested in this. It's going to be happening with the level cap increase to 160, new landscape, 4 new zones. Your typical expansion pack with instances, new raid, level cap increase. But as a whole, I think they are sort of delivering everything that's been promised. Although the biggest letdown for me has been the raid release, as well as the scrapped raid. But overall, I feel like the game is doing quite well on the roadmap, but there's definitely some issues with the raids and with the server performance that hopefully won't interfere with all of this work. We'll actually see some good work happening this year, with hopefully a much better expansion at the end of the year. The level cap 150 has been overall a big thumbs down from me. Hopefully 160 will give us better times. Thank you for watching the video. Hope you enjoyed. Leave a like, subscribe, join my Discord, and I'll see you in the next one. If you enjoyed the video, please consider dropping a like and subscribing, as it really helps out the channel. And if you like LOTRO, I would really recommend joining my Discord servers. You can also support me directly through my Ko-fi website. If you're playing or looking to play Lord of the Rings online, there is one place you need to be. The Ghyniverse is a Discord server created for the community of the players of Lord of the Rings Online. The server is getting close to 7,000 members, and in this server you'll find tons of helpful information. There's monthly giveaways, easy access to patch notes, you can keep up with my YouTube videos, my streams. If you're a streamer, you can ask for the streamer role and you can announce your streams in the other stream channel. There are discussion channels for pretty much everything, every class, monster players. But the best thing about this server is probably the Gearing Resources tab, where you can find anything from trait lines for every class, every build. There are stat goals, where you can find out what stats you should aim for on your characters. Really helpful information about drop rates from instances, as well as screenshot from all the new loot that appears in the game. If you enjoy LOTRO, you should definitely consider joining this server, and hopefully I'll see you in Middle Earth. If you were part of the Ghyniverse already, you might have noticed that another tab appeared at the top, the LFF server. This server is a brand new server that I created, the LFF Ghyniverse. In this server, you can select which servers you want to keep up with, and once you select your server, say you select Arkenstone, you will see the LFF, the kinship advertisement, looking for kinship and trade channels, and there's also voice channels if people want to use those. The LFF channel is basically a looking for fellowship channel where people can post if they need players for the runs, and this way people don't have to be logged into the game to see the chat, they can just instead get a notification on their Discord. There's also a kinship advertisement page where kins can post their kinship advertisement and have people join their kins, and you can also post in the looking for kinship chat if you're looking for a kinship, but make sure to take a look in the kinship advertisement first and look through all the kin to find a suitable kin for you. There's also a trade channel if people want to buy or sell stuff that you can use. Hopefully you'll consider joining this server to bring the community even more together, not just in the game, but also outside of the game.